Hi Dawn, it's Marguerite with Relaunch You. Thank you for subscribing to my blog, and thank you for the really terrific marketing question, small business marketing question that you have asked me. I've made this video to share that with you. So let me read what I have it right over here. I'm going to read it and then give you a few of my thoughts regarding your question. What is the most profitable what is the most profitable ROI, return on investment, marketing event a business development manager or business owner can use to brand their product or service? Does it depend more on the service, or does it depend more on the target market itself? So that's a lot of questions all bunched into one, but I think I've got some really helpful things to kind of answer, at least in part, what you could write a book on. So first of all, I want to say that the question here about what is the most profitable, in terms of return on investment marketing event, and you've got event in quotation, so I'm going to assume you mean sort of like tool or action or activity. It could be any of those kind of things combined. I'm going to go along with that assumption. And when you're talking about, okay, creating a return on investment for your brand, what kind of thing can you make your brand more profitable, more advantageous to your business in terms of bringing in revenue? And then does it matter, your second part of your question is, does it depend more on your product and service, or does it depend on your target market? Okay, so I sort of rephrased the questions in a way that I felt I could answer them kind of competently, and I guess I'll go backwards. Branding is all about both your product and or service, and your target market, because your brand has to appeal to who it is that you're trying to reach, that with your target population. But that's what your service is going to do for them, right? You have custom created a service, and I'm just going to talk about services because that's who I help the most with my consulting services. I have services too. But for small business professionals with services, you should be customizing service packages and branding them to appeal to your target population that it best serves. So it's a combination of the two. Now, what is the most profitable event or action that's going to make that brand really worthwhile? It's going to be, I believe, your website. Your website really is just central to any business, especially for small business professionals, people who offer services based on their expertise. Your website really has to exude brand on a few different levels, actually. You see, a brand brings identity to something, and as a service provider, an interior designer, a coach, a lawyer, an accountant. Okay, all the things that you do are rather intangible, at least before you have them done for your client. Okay, clearly after the interior designer is finished with their room, that some of the qualities of what they have to offer come through. Now, that's not all of them, because a lot of it has to do with work, relationship, and experience and expense. All that stuff's intangible. So branding helps bring personality or individuality to that person that represents the business. The business doesn't represent them. So you have to have, I believe, a personal brand, a business brand, and then your services brand. And you need to have individual structured services, not kind of general, I do taxes, I defend litigation cases. That's not specific enough. You have to have a very defined type of service, so that way you can replicate this service very effectively with multiple clients coming in. When it's branded, people grasp it, they get it, they know it's for them very quickly, it engages them emotionally. So these are all the benefits involved in that. So hopefully I've answered your question, and just to summarize, I think the best way to get a return on investment with your branding is within your website, and your branding it has to incorporate both who your target market is and your services. And on top of that, you need to make sure you're branding yourself as a person in what you do, and then how your business is a representation of that. Well, I enjoyed answering this question for you, Dawn, and I hope to be talking to you soon. Have a wonderful day.